Result in two good sides. Would you concur with that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. It's a real tough place to come and get a result, and they're a tough team to play against. You know, three in behind have got great movement, and Pookie always tries to stretch the game. So yeah, it's possibly the hardest game that we've had this season. So we're delighted to get something from the game. We've lost 7 by the 1 goal margin, and it was important. You know, if we couldn't win, which we tried to, you know, I thought there was always an ambition from ours to win the game. If not, we got something from the game, and we did. So I would agree with Dan. Yeah.
Two good strikers on view as well, obviously.
Yeah.
18 and 19 goals. It speaks for itself.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great goal. The second one. I thought we started off the second half in better than we did the first half. A little bit disappointed, you know. John Flex had a real good position, should hit the target, and I think Billy's hit the bar, but it wasn't really. I think the goalkeeper saves it anyway. And then I thought we got a real good foothold in the game and drove the game forward. And then maybe, you know, against a slight run of play that Pookie scored, and then I've got to say for 10 minutes they were on the front foot, and we had to wrestle back the initiative, which I think we did. And you know, apart from maybe a couple of corners at the end and a couple of long, you know, direct passes when they were chasing, trying to win it, which we knew was coming. You know, we were pretty happy with the way we defended. I think Dave McGoldrick should do better as well. He's had a great chance really off one ball off Mark Duffy, but I just thought it was a game where two shapes went for it. Two shapes were open. You know, as much as Norwich have possibly had the best chance in the game first half, we still looked dangerous, and we looked as if we could score as well. So two teams that looked as if they could both score. So possibly not surprised in the scoreline as it was.
What can you say about Billy Sharp, Chris? Obviously we don't see him that often down here, but his movement for the second goal, that's what he's all about.
Yeah, getting in the box and moving the centre half, and that's where he's always, you know, been at his best. It was a great ball. We tried to find that one bit of quality which we didn't manage to do first half, but he gets in the goals, and he has done very rarely. He scores from outside the box, and we talk about him getting across people, but today it was just a little bit of movement, and it's difficult defenders. And you know, we look at all strikers in the division. We looked at Pukki before, his movement, you know, the goal against Birmingham where he starts and he gets across the near. Jordan Rhodes' goals. So, you know, Bill's sort of in that category of those type of players where it's not big physical strength, it's more intelligent movement, and Bill's managed to do that. Took his penalty great as well, which got us into half time in a good way. Gave us a bit of belief, because it was important that we got into half time level.
As well as you played last week off at Swansea, you didn't get the result there, so important just to get that momentum going again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've won. Did we win 4-5 on the spin? And it's about both boxes, isn't it? Everybody talks about both, you know, box to box, and I think both teams are really good the way they play, the way they try to control games. I didn't think we played as well today from box to box as maybe as the opposition, but you've got to take those chances, and Billy has. I think it's a genuine shout of a penalty for the first. I don't think there was really any big complaints by anybody. The kid, you know, play a great 1-2 around the back of the right. I think it's the right back who goes crashing into him. So obviously it gave us a bit of belief going into half time. And as I said, you know, I thought we got a right good 15-20 minutes of the second half, and I thought we had the opposition rocking. And then obviously they came steaming back, which you know, it's been an highlight of Norwich this year, isn't it? They've, you know, never say die attitude and going right to the end.
I mean, with that penalty, there was lots of shenanigans before, the keeper wasting time. Obviously the fans doing the best bit of it. Took an experienced player there just to sort of calmly start it away, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I mean, they've all the games have been eventful. You know, there's been a lot talked about and a lot said, and they have. But I suppose that's another chapter for the Sheffield United Norwich City book over the last 3 or 4 games. And it's listen, there's a lot of talks about this. Two committed managers, two groups of players, and two sets of fans that want to do well. I just want to do well for my football club and my players, and you know, Dan does that for his and his supporters. So, you know, it's about both sets of players. And I think both sets of players tonight will be looking at that game and league positions and say, yeah, well, they're a good side, and we certainly have that respect for Norwich. And you know, speaking to the players afterwards, they said that, you know, they're out on the coalface and they're saying they're a really good side, and we didn't need to tell them that because we knew that already.
You mentioned a bit about the psychological, the mind games, if you like. What did you think of the pink and away dressing room?
Well, it weren't pink when we got in. It weren't pink. It was white.
Do you think it helped?
I don't know. I've got to say, I wasn't tired when I walked into that change room, and I don't think any of our players would have been tired when they played Norwich City away and one's second and one's fourth. And I'd have been a bit disappointed if our boys had started yawning and being a bit down that fashion. So yeah, we did what we had to do. So it's back to the pink for the next opposition.
A4 paper, wasn't it?
It was all over the place. I think they've got another career, those boys.